I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Ope is like Ope is like trenches basically. Kuda is like the soft boy aspect of it and all. And I feel like another thing that Ope did that was like able to I don't know, long before we had cash crisis, POS and all became a thing. Like it was so convenient than going to the ATM or whatever to get and all of that. And I feel like Ope was like the major. In fact, if others joined, that's going to be like until recently and all. So I feel like Ope's growth, I don't know know how they did it, but it's something that has been long coming.
Might be like the way Ope is. Ope, they made their platform very easy to use. It's so easy that even all this mama, they can use.
Yes, like market. We actually find market women like trusting enough to use it.
Ope, like even their marketing, as I said, when you have anybody can be an Ope merchant. Just imagine that you can just send your Ope merchants, just go to all these people that just sells to met and they start discussing with them and they just tell them, Mama, you already have number, let me just creating an account that
I'll fill this form.
You just need to very creative and then it's just your phone number.
Your body
easy and efficient.
Yes, it's actually very seamless.
The market more than any other.
I feel like Ope they've cracked whatever code it is that they need to, like where this fintech and what they do is concerned. Because to be very honest, I can understand why, like especially illiterates will be stressed out about actually going to the bank to get an account and the paperwork. Person where go school set, you will be frustrated. Like it's so. I remember the first account number that I got. I think after I'd gone to the bank for like what was like the 6th time, and even this last time I actually got myself injured because I got into like a very little accident. When I entered the bank, I was mad. Like I was screaming the place down. And if something like Ope was like available back then, please,
no one wants to go through that trouble.
Nobody will see me in the bank.
I remember when I was in Lautech in my first year of uni, GT Bank, the queue to GT.
God have mercy.
There's queue inside the bank, there's queue outside the bank. It's like so long and you see people like struggling to get whatever little money, even to use the ATM. The queue were always long and also was super stressful. So like I said, fintech has like brought they've simplified things for everyone, made life basically easier for people.
To be very honest.
Go on. I just hope you are not advertising for
you can make us ambassadors, no. Well, so moving on from that aspect, so if you have to look at like investment platforms, savings, there's been lots of like what PiggyVest has been able to do.
PiggyVest, I don't know.
I think PiggyVest, I read something where they've done like 2 trillion naira, 1 trillion naira that they've been able to help people save in like all of their customers combined, and that is huge. PiggyVest is carry-wise. I don't know which other platform does the savings.
I don't even trust any of them.
Many banks, even many big platforms had issues because the congestion. That's what affected a lot of, and that was why many actually kept on building themselves. Imagine that as a congestion is affecting a single fintech, another one comes in and you know that okay, this one is
offering solution. Everybody's going there. Also, the same problem.
But now, if it's still like that, like some fintechs do that, it is very.
So if your bugs are on your system and you guys are working on it, like then you're working on it with time, and you're working on time rather, I don't think there'll be any problem.
For that, I feel like accessibility and all of. I feel like their customers, like all customers have like different problems. Someone sold Kuda idea to me back when I was in Lagos, like, oh, open your Kuda, you're going to get it, you're going to get that. And another person did it, and trust me, they got their card and everything. And I feel like it was easier because it was Lagos. So I don't like, so for someone that is away from Lagos, someone in Akure or something would actually have like they will have a different experience with Kuda than for someone, I don't know, like maybe for like people in Lagos, like the experience is different.
The headquarters in Lagos, that's where they are.
Like it's easier to get things.
Accessibility, and the thing about Lagos is what they know is okay. In Lagos now, okay, even like card, let's use that card as an example. Imagine that one person in Lagos say is requesting for card, let's say like it's not only one person that should at that moment. It's multiple
Yes,
people.
so
when
they get to cover it.
It makes financial sense.
Yes, because cost effective.
Yeah.
There are a lot of
Unlike if
If
to be
somebody
very
in
honest,
Igbo Taco is saying,
to be very honest, there's a
it's probably
chance.
the
There's
only
a
one.
chance that maybe at the moment it's probably just 20 people requesting for card in Akure.
Yeah.
And do you get? And the 20 people, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are in the same place. Maybe you are in Akure, the next person is in Ondo, the next person is in Ifon, or the next. Do you get?
That's a lot of time now. 3 years.
I feel like over time they'll just move on from me. Like, sorry.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's what is wrong.
No, that's very actually
Satisfaction
customers that if you have like exactly like some fintech companies, if you have customer representative that when they just send a message and they are getting the reply back, so customers will be, oh yes, I trust this back.
Yes,
When you imagine I send you a message, they are replying after 1 week.
Jesus.
You know everybody.
And I think another thing is there are other methods too that we've not delved into, like using like Apple Pay and like contactless pay with cards.
Yeah.
Because like for example, the bank I use, Revolut, I think I used to buy something online one time and then they were like, oh blah blah blah, maybe the site I put it on was something, there was a data leak, so I had to cancel the card. I ordered it, but I was already here in Nigeria. I ordered a new card. Now I ordered a new card to my friend's apartment, but I already have the card again on my phone. So I can basically use the virtual card to pay for things. I can add the virtual card to my Apple Pay and pay for things.
Yeah.
So let's say I go to a store that, although you won't get that yet, but let's say I want to travel or whatever, and then I can just go on my Apple Pay, double tap the side of my phone, pay for whatever it is I want to pay. So I feel like if we have that option here too, so if I go to a POS store, I don't need to put in my card and put in the PIN. I just put my card, whether I have the physical card or I have it on my phone, I just place it on the POS machine, contactless, and then the amount is debited from my account, simple. So that too is also something that we can look at and explore
I
as
think
solution that can be provided.
It's part of the things that needs to be solved.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe, as I said, where you were, trust occurred, but Nigeria, trust. Now that you know trust,
Don't pay my money.
True.
Trust is actually what makes government as well as if a regulation is passed and the regulation says, okay, yes, you can do this, and a fintech company knows that yes, if I explore this, my revenue will go up. But if a fintech actually allows you to actually do it and they discover that okay, as I said, fraud you can occur all the time.
Yeah.
I think the trust is not there. Some it's limited of people that actually use it. And imagine you start a project that you are expecting to have like let's say 1,000 users to be able to do exactly the thing you just said, but imagine just like 50 or 100. It will be actually like a failure in front of, and the amount the money used to start a project actually has to be considered.
Yeah.
It's not as if it cannot occur, but the trust needs to be there for people to go into things that are very, 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 very sophisticated as well as easy and efficient for
You know,
people to use.
like you said like there are over 200 million in Nigeria, and then just 60 million you have bank accounts.
Less
Do you
than
get
60.
less than 60?
How much do you think? How many do you think to pay that guy?
Do you get?
But it's like if you have a phone, you can do it. Okay, well, mostly if you have an Apple phone.
Apple.
But there's Google Pay too. But I don't know how if Google Pay works over here in Nigeria. I don't think so.
Okay.
But
Yeah, if you have a phone, yes, definitely. We all Nigerians, you can see one that uses both iPhone and Samsung. That one is commodity. So it's not about the phone. I believe it's just the trust.
I feel like it's a trust. Like people will
and
be
then
skeptical.
if your phone, if you misplace
Like,
your
you're
phone,
going
it might be easy to. But again, for like this, you see into like facial recognition.
Did you
Did
just say if you
But-
misplace your phone?
Yeah, you misplace your phone.
But also, if your card is
You are going to
contactless, like
misplace-
I have a contactless card now for my bank account. So if I have it uses an RFID chip. So if I have the card in my pocket. If you let's say you have all these scammers can like they don't have to take the card out. If you're close by and it picks up on the RFID chip, then they can basically take money from my account.
Oh wow.
People use these wallets that have RFID blockers. So once it's the card is on the wallet, you cannot take out money, basically. So because again, like with simplicity, with certain advancement also comes certain problems. So that is why you have those issues and all.
Anything, nothing comes easy.
Definitely.
Nothing does actually.
Definitely. And I think that we should move on to what I feel like is the major area I want us to like focus on and speak on, which is like the funding aspect. I was reading this article that talked about how Nigerian fintech is the most funded in all of Africa. That is a positive. But then I thought to myself as well, we have so many problems in Africa and in Nigeria as well. And financial solutions is one. Solving our financial problem is one. Providing financial solution is good. It's one part. But there are so many other things that we also need to focus on. That we also need attention when it comes to technological improvement and services. And I believe there has been this attention paid to just fintech. And I believe it is because funding is also going there mostly. We are basically encouraging people in that space to only think of solutions for this space alone. So we do have people thinking about, okay, how can we solve problem in the agricultural sector? How can we solve for manufacturing? How can we do logistics? How can we do health tech, basically? How can we... There are so many other fields that we can focus on. Because for me, sorry to say, most of the people that call themselves agri-tech scams. Big scam from the beginning to I was talking to someone, it was like, oh, we are in this, you should look at this agri-tech, and I looked at a bunch of the things and all of them are just, they be like, bring this amount, we invest in this, and I'm like, we'll give it 30, we'll give it, and that's why they keep scamming a lot of Nigerians.
At the end of the day, they are not really developing anything to help the agricultural space develop.
I've seen like two agri-tech applications. One I actually applied for to work with. Their works in this. Their one is just they will get like the problem with agriculture is from the farmer to the market. Many farmers they actually waste their product given by that they cannot transport. So their own what they do is they will get the farmers to put show the amount of goods you have as well as where it's located and everything. So people just come on the platform to buy it. While them they'll get a cut of definitely of what they are selling. So that's how they keep funding their platform.
But for me, if I look at that, I'll say there are so many problems that is unsustainable. If you look at that, if you're saying you are going to a farmer or let's say wherever his farm is, which probably in the particular remote area, which is difficult to get to, and you're saying, okay, someone is going to go on that platform to go look for the farmers that to buy things. Now, most of the people that buy from the farmer, the market women, the other middlemen already know, okay, we are going to this bush to find out how to buy this thing. They are not going to go on the platform.
Yes.
And also, the farmer is getting the short end of the stick each and every time. So if you are saying you are going to get a cut of the revenue, why would you want that? Because most of the time, if you go to the farm, the price at which you are getting whatever it is you are buying out there, and then by the time it moves to the urban area, when people sell, when the market will sell, the price increase is ridiculous. So the farmer is basically paid very little, while the people who are reselling make most of the money. So if you are taxing the farmer, collecting more from the farmer, you are cutting down how much is actually able to make.
That's one of it. The other one I know is based in Lagos. Lagos actually where it is. The other one, they are the owners of the crop, like they do snail, they do almost every agricultural thing. So you can order from them, and according to the lady I read on, she said they actually got to her within 2 hours. She asked for promo, but they brought it as a whole. Said she was ready to break it. But someone I said you didn't actually specify it. So it will not be like either you break it on hook and get angry over that. So it's not said okay, I should give them a very good rating for what they actually do. Because even how much they got their platform, they are owners of their own product. Or maybe they won't be buying from other farmers to get. It depends on how many orders they get. So So that's how some business. The most agricultural fintech is just like from getting from farmers to themselves, and some that even own their own products, which to run a platform as let's say like a technical app or this thing is not actually easy unless I just doing just create a WhatsApp group.
But when I look at like the agro, when it comes to like tech in the agricultural space, I would think there are so many problems with it.
Exactly.
When it like even when we talk about precision farm agriculture, when it comes to how can we help the farmer utilize less resources to get more? How can he be efficient? How can we help with record keeping? How can we? There are so many things that they can come into help with, rather than whatever it is. There are so many solutions that we need in that space. But for me, I feel like the biggest problem when it comes to that area, I always say is Nigeria. We've seen growth in the software space. When it comes to hardware and engineering, we are still far behind. So there are certain fields that will require there has to be a balance. Yeah, there has to be the engineering aspect as well as the software skills where the code meets the hardware as well. So it's not just we build these apps cannot solve every problem.
Yeah. And hardware is like okay, I can say maybe let's say storage.
Yeah.
Yeah. If a farmer gets where he can store his goods, like imagine you have I've worked on a farm that they actually have like 700 acres of cashew and they have more than 1,000 acres of palm fronds. So I get what you said. If there can be storage that we used to store those goods, preservation, which takes lesser period for it to decay, as well as perishable goods. Thank you. So for that kind of this, if they can get it, yes, it will actually make more revenue for the farmers. How do we
I feel like yeah, we have like this major problem in the agri sector and all of that. And I feel like the main issue is the fact that number one, I feel like people don't understand like what it entails altogether. And there is this thing with, I don't know if it's just Nigeria or probably everywhere. If people are doing something and it's successful, like it is booming, everybody is running there, they want to do that. So I feel like maybe the agri-tech needs like a major goal or like someone to just come up and just do something, solve something that is well structured, and then people start to realize that this can get done, you can get this done.
The reason why I think fintech is, everybody's looking at fintech is because you need fintech. I mean, we're talking about money here. Everybody wants to make money now, right?
Yeah.
And if people look at like agri, what drives people's emotions is money. If people look at agri, if we are going to agri, this is the aim of making money. I feel like until we move away from the space of making money to the space of okay, how can we advance this sector? I think we'll still continue to have the same problems. Because we're using probably ideas. Everybody wants to track quick money, something that will bring in money.
Quick turnover.
Exactly. Nobody wants to build something. They're looking at this thing is something that will go long term. We should start looking long term than the short term thing. Do you understand? So there are a lot of things to do. And people will not want to. The investors want quick money now.
Yeah,
They will not want to invest in the agri space because they feel like it's not giving us money immediately. So,
Also, I don't think it's just the investors wanting quick money, or something. I feel like someone like there is for agri-tech here, there is no structure. Like nobody has like come up with like a structured platform or solution or whatever. We know the problems. Yeah, like we know the problems and all that, but I don't think anybody
even the agri sector on
like,
its own does not have structure.